Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're talking about Luton against Brighton, where I use my over 20 plus years of coaching experience to give you some insights that those idiots on TV always seem to get wrong, and all those other YouTubers just end up talking nonsense about drama. That's not what we do here. We talk about football and show you how to become a better player or a better coach. Well, right now I'm going to talk a little bit about Brighton, because they're sort of like in limbo. They're a good solid mid-table team. They're not going to be nothing more, but let's have a little chat about Luton as well. Luton, I heard someone say, well, how can the Luton manager know he's going to pick up more points in the second half of the season? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he ended up playing 3, I think, or 4 games at the start of the season that were away from home, all in a row. So he knows he's got more home games near the end of the season than he does at the start, because their pitch wasn't set up for Premier League quality. They had to do some restorations and alterations to make it so. And that's where they think they're going to pick up their points. Now, I wanted to talk about it straight away here. This is straight from kickoff. But, all right, so here's a problem with complacency. Do you see this guy here? They're trying to pass the ball out of the back, but he isn't wide. So all of a sudden, this isn't working, because what you've really done is put your whole team here in a little tiny box, and they've got the centre of the box, okay? Can we see that? If you look at your eyes right now, can you see that? And they've got the centre of the box, because he is not wide enough, he's not wide enough, so there's no width to really sort of spread the play here or do anything fancy. You can't play the ball through these guys because they've got the middle of the box. Yet now they try to play the ball through the middle of the box. Okay, so if we think about that again, here's the middle of the box, our imaginary box that we've got. This guy needs to be wide out here to give them some width so they can get around this box. They don't do that. They try to play it through the middle here. Boom. Now here's the issue with this guy. Now, people say play the way you're facing. Yeah, but you want to be facing the way you want to play. His shoulders are turned like here, and he's going that way, where his shoulders should be here, and he should be going that way if he wants to connect and use this guy here. But of course, he still can't drop it to this guy because he hasn't come out here. He's not moved yet from kickoff. He stood there like a lemon. What he should have realised is straight away, as soon as this guy's got the ball, he needs to be coming over here and supporting him. Let's see if he realises that and does his job properly. No idea whatsoever. Should be right over here, out wide, supporting. This guy now is tucked into the middle, and everyone is reading what he is doing. It's so obvious what he's doing. It's just embarrassing. Even his nan in the stand knows what he's doing, and he's had a bad first touch to make it even worse. All of a sudden, look, this guy's not even moved yet. Bosh, in they are, like lightning. He wants the ball. And now it's just a complete and utter desire. The fact that Brighton have started the game so slowly and poorly, because this is straight from kickoff, by the way, and Luton are really after it. It just shows you the intent of one team against the other. Here's our Muppet right back. Now he's over committing to the ball because he's got no idea how to play the football. He's basically causing all these problems for not understanding that he needs to be out there as the option when that ball goes in, and he's been stood still for the whole time. When the centre back gets it, he didn't go out here for the option. Yeah, loads of problems. But now he's overcommitted here. Now you can see as he's overcommitted, as I always talk about, the space in behind. He's just created it because he's a bit of an idiot. Now this guy's just going to run straight on into the space in behind. Does he? Let's find out. As the ball's played, look, Bosh, he can give him straight 1-2, straight back in there. He decides not. Doing a little couple of jumps forward, so I fight the old algorithm because I always get my copyright strikes when I'm trying to analyse these goals, long and complicated. I need to do it on Patreon where I can just stick up the long form video of me doing this, and if you want to join and watch, that's probably what I might be doing soon, just so I don't have to break it down as much as this. I can just let it flow and show you all. Now, he could have played that guy, and I quite like the fact that he feigns the shot, and he has a little bit of a think about it, because it is the start of the game, and he does have possession, and he just doesn't want to. I like the fact he's played the ball out wide, and then I like the fact that he's made a little spin run in behind. Here's our little Muppet guy who doesn't really know what he's doing. He's kind of lost, not tracking the runner, or paying any attention, and you can see the overload starting to happen on the back post here. It's all starting to just fall apart because there's no pressure on the ball. I don't know what this is in the Premier League where people are stood like this going, what are you going to do, bro? What are you going to do? He's got the ball. He doesn't need to do anything. The more you stand off him gives him more time and space to pick out a quality cross. You're stood there like you're about to have a crap in the middle of the field instead of actually trying to win the football. Just win the football. Bosh, oh look, and you turn your back, and oh what a surprise. You've done nothing. You stood there like a lemon, and he's crossed the ball to the back post, and it's an easy little flicky tappy mess of a goal that they get to start the game rolling. This next goal's just as bad, all over the place again. This is just showing you how Brighton's coach, I think he's out of his depth. I think, so what happens is this with coaches, you need to understand this. It takes 3 years to build a team, okay? Then at the end of that 3 years, you can see what a coach is doing. If a coach comes into a new club and he runs it for a year, he's still running through the infrastructure of what the old coach did, the mentality and all that other stuff, all still in there. In a year and a half, now he's moved on some of those players in the transfer windows. Within 2 years, he's starting to embed his squad, and by the 3rd year, it's all on that coach. And you can see right now that these players aren't really playing for this De Zerbi guy. They're kind of not really there. And I'm going to show you this little thing right here that shows you why. Bosh, here comes the ball back here. Look at this. He is the one that needs to be closing him, not him. He's the closest one to the ball, not him there. If he steps forward, you've got all sorts of problems. The problem is, as soon as this guy starts running, he doesn't move. Watch. By the way, I haven't even seen this clip. I'm just assuming that's what's going to happen. By the body. Yep, I'm right. I haven't even seen the clip, and I already know what's going to happen. Oh my God. You can just tell. Oh. So as we're moving this forward, and this guy's got all the space, time and space in the world, because this guy, for some reason, isn't closing the ball, and his mate is instead. As he's running, he just shoots it and pings this ball. It's not a great ball, it's not a bad ball, but because they're playing such a high line and that pressure just isn't there, and you can see how lazy those two players, well, one player was working and the other one wasn't. That means that no one knows what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not on the same page, and you can clearly see that. And why else can we not see they're on the same page? Because let's look what happens right here. On this situation, Bosh, not on the same page, because the left back's gone on walkabout, the keeper doesn't know what to do now. And why is the keeper this far forward? Well, that's because the system of play that they play. Because of the high line, the keeper stays up on the 18-yard box, so he's an option to play the ball back, to him there. If it was like David De Gea, he'd still be here on his back here on his goal line, getting scared of coming to his 6-yard line. But because of that high line, because this guy's going to walk about, this guy's now in no man's land, this goalkeeper is, he should honestly just hold his ground. He ends up making a mistake and going for the ball and completely whiffs it. He just maybe thinks he's a little bit faster than he is, and this other guy's just quicker. But you can see there's 2 incidences there in the same couple of seconds where you've got teammates, none of them on the same page, none of them are dialed into what's going on, and it's cost them a goal. So easy. Yeah, that easy. And here's the interesting thing. I moved it back, so I want you to watch this guy's reaction in the middle of the field. Oh, I just boomed it right up. There you go. You can see he's screaming and shouting, and he's got his arm there. Let me go back to the other view I had a minute ago. But this guy is not happy because these two basically screwed up. Here he is, pointing it out. Not happy at all. The ball ends up going into the net. Here he is, arms out. Furious, turns back, yelling at them both, like, you two idiots, what are you doing? We're only 1-0 down, and now we're 2-0 down because you're a bunch of muppets. Well done you for telling them off, but quite frankly, the whole team just doesn't seem like they're on the same page, and they've had 2 weeks off to get, to get on that page, and they think they've just left it back in the dressing room. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, I'm going to show you on this goal, which most of you probably won't agree or understand because you haven't coached as much football as I have, right? And I'm going to show you right now that there's dissent in the Brighton camp because these guys aren't really playing for their manager at the moment. They're just going through the motions. Right, I want you to watch these two right here. Watch what this guy tries to do, okay? As the ball goes, right, the ball comes into him and he gets done. Because this pass is terrible, this guy here doesn't try to play the ball. He doesn't try to actually all he has to do right now is go for the football when he wins it. That's all he has to do, try to get it. He can either knock it to him, keep the ball, have a touch, knock it back to him, but so basically just get there. He doesn't. Look what he tries to do. He tries to stop and foul the player. Yep, he tries to stop and foul the player, and all of a sudden, Bosh, the guy straight in behind, because he's not really giving a crap about winning the game. He doesn't really care. Let's just try and play that all in one motion so you can see it for yourselves. There we go. Completely just checks. Goes to the other thing. Just trying to foul the player. Not paying attention. This guy has got no interest. Like, look at him. He's so upset with himself because he can't pass the ball because he had time to take a touch. And all of a sudden, because this guy's too busy trying to foul him and not play the game of football, they're off to the races. Now, of course, this guy's come in too far as well. His body shape is awful. Look at this guy. All he has to do is follow the runner. All this guy here has to do is track and follow him running. That's all he's got to do. He doesn't do it. Watch what he does instead. He changes and he focuses on looking at the football. Lets this guy run out behind him, which is fine, by the way. He can do that. He actually prefers it running him on the outside. All he's got to do now is keep his body between him and the ball and just track that run. And he doesn't. He stops because, well, maybe we're going to be able to be good enough to play him offside. Nope. Ball goes in behind, and now this guy's just got to finish it into the net box. Guess what? He does. Quality, knocks it into the corner. Quality finish, but there's a calamity of errors, and you can just see the wheels coming off the bus there, just from players doing stupid things. Like, why is this left back not tracking that runner? Why is he trying to play him offside? When, look, I just don't understand how you can be this bad at football this far into the Premier League season. It just looks like they haven't played together before. Maybe it's a glitch one-off, but I doubt it. Losing 4-0 to Luton, it's a bit of a hiding. One last goal for us to go over. It's going to be a corner, but I want you to watch the little flick on from the near post here, which is the Brighton player. Now, this is another mistake that Brighton are making. Now, I've coached teams where you've had loads of mistakes happen in one game, and basically you've been storing them up. You haven't had a mistake in your team for about 10 games, but then they all come out in one go, and everyone's kind of like zigging and zagging and then going off. Brighton need to be hoping that that's the case for this game. Otherwise, they're going to have a lot of problems in the next couple of weeks. Bosch, bit of a luck, and it goes into the goal. But here's the other thing. When you're winning 3-0 and you're trying really hard, you get the luck. When you're losing 3-0 and you're not really trying to pay attention and trying to do little cute things, you end up getting the little flick on that they end up scoring off. But we're going to see where Luton go, because I had them pegged on going down. I think they're going to avoid the drop if these new FFP charges come into Everton and Nottingham Forest. But we'll find out in the next couple of weeks together. I'll see you soon on Cash Talks Football.